What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and in today's video we're going to be taking a closer look at the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning Wednesday night's world title fight at welterweight here in Australia between the champion from Northern Ireland, Lewis Crocker, taking on the challenger, Australia's own Liam Paro. Guys, before I continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. If you haven't already, could you please remember to hit subscribe? Could you also right now like this video, as well as down in the comment section is a pinned link to join our world famous Johnny Says Boxing VIP professional betting Discord. Some may even call this a betting academy. It's a couple bucks a month. You can either join here on YouTube or on Patreon, whichever one you choose. You get access to the Discord. We go way past boxing. We do MMA. The World Cup is going on right now. We just surpassed 530 VIPs. August will be our 1 year anniversary. So if you're a professional sports fan and you want to learn a bit more about the strategy of betting on your favorite sports, click that link to find out more. This week is stock chock full of great fights starting midweek here in Australia with a world title fight. We have the big fights also in America later on this weekend. The one highlighted on everybody's calendar has been Boots Ennis versus Xander Zayas. But when this fight was initially announced, we know this fight was supposed to take place a few months back, but Lewis Crocker had to pull out due to an injury. But the time is now, and in 48 hours, we will be witnessing Lewis Crocker defending his belt on foreign soil, coming from Northern Ireland, putting his 147-pound strap on the line. Lewis Crocker is a 5'9" slugging orthodox fighter. We know him from his last two fights with Paddy Donovan. He won a split decision in the last one, and then Donovan was DQ'd in their first fight. And if you were to take Lewis Crocker's film study up until the Paddy Donovan fights, you would say this is an aggressive, orthodox slugging power puncher in Lewis Crocker. This is a guy who stays on his front foot, who wants to do damage and get you out of there. And something happened, lessons he learned from the first fight, a fight in which he was losing, gets hurt, gets dropped, and Donovan in the 9th round after the bell lands a shot and Donovan was DQ'd. The fight was rescheduled. We know that Crocker was awarded the victory in the first one. The second one happens, and you're watching a guy that you're expecting all those aforementioned stylistic, tactical traits, but he had changed. He had learned from the first fight, and he went from this front foot guy to making the adjustment of being more tactical in fighting Paddy Donovan on the back foot, which gave Donovan some trouble. He dropped Donovan a couple times, depending on your scorecards. Some people said it was controversial. In the comment section below, let me know, do you think Paddy won the second fight? Do you think Crocker deserved to win the second fight? Either way, Crocker was victorious, and we are here now. He is the champion at 47. Liam Paro is a guy we last saw in his first fight at 147 pounds. This was a champion at 140. He moved up to 47 and took on the Frenchman David Paro. Paro was the bigger guy, and a lot of questions were being asked. Could Liam handle that jump? When you talk about weight classes, jumps up from 130 to 135, 126 to 130, I always say 40 to 47 historically is probably one of the toughest weight classes to jump and still be successful. We've seen fighters do this over recent years and adapt, such as Terence Crawford being the most recent one, going from 35 to 40 to 47, 54, and then 68 with Canelo. Paro struggled a little bit with David Paro. I was actually impressed with Paro more than anything. He was tougher and more slick than I thought he was going to be, and Paro eked out a decision. This was another interesting one on the scorecards, depending on how you scored it. In the comments section below, do you think Paro deserved the decision, or do you think the Frenchman should have got it? Either way, the judges gave it to the Aussie, and here we are. A little bit of history I want to let you guys know before we continue. Of all the great Australian boxers over time, there has only been one boxer to ever win world titles in 2 different divisions, and that was Jeff Fenech. If Liam Paro is successful against Crocker, he will only be the second Aussie ever to do this, with himself being a champion at 40 already, and with this belt being at 47. So what we're going to do right now is take a closer look at both fighters' careers. We're going to talk a little bit about how they go about their business, and like always, stay tuned to the end of the video. That's where it gets fun. We'll be going over the current Las Vegas odds, and I'll be giving you my prediction, telling you where to put your money. Lewis Crocker is the undefeated champion. He's coming in as the B-side here. We know with Liam Paro, Paro was signed with Matchroom only for a few fights, and then he left Matchroom, and now he's signed by No Limit. This is a no limit promotions card. Why is that important? Liam Paro, even though he's not the champion, he is the A side, and it's in his hometown. So when you're thinking about the judges and what Crocker's going to have to do, in my opinion, it's going to be tough for Crocker to win a decision unless he totally outpoints, outboxes, and outclasses Liam Paro from pillar to post. I think his best opportunity to win is for us to see a throwback Lewis Crocker prior to the Paddy Donovan fight and be aggressive on the front foot. In his opponent, he's dealing with a technical, some would call him a crafty southpaw. Liam Paro's been in there with real guys. When you look at his resume going all the way back to Yomar Alamo in 2021, that was the first and only time Paro has ever been dropped. He got dropped early in the first round, picked himself back up, and ended up winning easy. From there, Montana Love, at the time, Paro goes into that fight as an underdog and stops Montana Love. The Brock Jarvis fight was supposed to be Brock Jarvis's coming out party. We know what Liam Paro did in that fight. And you guys, and a lot of people want to have revisionist history based off of what we just saw with Dalton doing to Subriel. But when Liam Paro went down to Puerto Rico, Subriel Matias was the boogeyman. Paro knows what it's like to be the B-side. He knows what it's like to travel. And he went into Puerto Rico and became a champion by outboxing, outpointing, outmaneuvering, and being the classier all-around boxer in that fight. And he beat Matias that night. He then puts his hand up, defends against, in my opinion, one of the best fighters in the game, Richardson Hitchens, and he lost his belt, lost the decision. From there, he moved up, and we saw him against Papo. One thing you got to say about Liam Paro, he dodges no smoke. The thing and the hesitation on my end regarding the outcome of this fight will be the size once again. Watching him get touched up in situations of the fight that Papo was touching him up on that we never really have seen Liam before. His face was damaged, his eyes were swelled, he was in real trouble, but once again, he found a way to overcome that. I'm expecting him to learn from those mistakes against Papo in terms of range and distance. Lewis Crocker won't be as big as Papo. Papo is listed around 6 feet tall, Crocker's listed around 5'9", and Paro's listed at 5'8.5". As you can see here, watching them stare down, they're doing the media stuff here in Australia. Crocker does look significantly bigger. I'm interested to see how the weight cut is going to go considering that long travel, and those weigh-ins will be tomorrow, so stay tuned to the channel. I'll be sharing those in the YouTube shorts here. It's going to be interesting. Like I said, I've seen Liam Paro win fights with his counter backhand. It's one of my favorite punches in his arsenal. I've seen him use his jab to set the backhand up to frustrate his opponents, and we'll see if he'll be able to execute that game plan against Crocker. We'll see if Crocker's aggression will be enough. We'll see. Crocker, I feel, is going to test Liam Paro's power early. You got to think him being the bigger guy, being the world champion, being the power puncher, he'd want to test Liam Paro and see if he can handle that power. So it's going to be interesting. I think that is going to be the main narrative of this matchup is Crocker being on the front foot, forcing Liam Paro to taste his power, seeing if that power is legit, and then Liam, on the other hand, if his timing will be good enough to keep Crocker off of him, and then if he is, and that power isn't as heavy as Crocker thinks it is, Paro then doing his own damage with his backhand, because Liam Paro's timing is world class, and when he starts cooking and he has you in range, he starts really touching you up. So that being said, I do want to take a closer look at the B-side, the world champion, Lewis Crocker, and see what he's been up to in hhis career. Lewis Crocker is 22-0 with 11 knockouts out of 2,744 fighters in the world. At 147 pounds, he's ranked 14. He's fought a career total of 122 rounds and carries in the ring a 50% career knockout to win ratio. He is the IBF World Welterweight Champion. His adoring fans know him as the Croc, and the 29-year-old is a 5'9" orthodox fighter. He was born and raised and lives in Belfast, Northern Ireland, United Kingdom. We last saw him fight Paddy Donovan, the rematch, 14-1, won a split in the 12th. Paddy Donovan, the first one, 14-0, won via DQ in the 8th. Kona Walker, 13-2, won a UD in the 10th. Jose Felix, 40-6, stopped him in the 5th. Tyron McKenna, 23-3, won a UD in the 10th. When you look at Lewis Crocker's resume, not a lot of big names jump off the paper. The Tyron McKenna win is a good win. You see the 2 wins against Paddy Donovan, but those come with controversy, and we've also seen in his statistics as he started leveling up and fighter tougher and more strict competition, those knockouts stopped, which tends to happen in boxing. You would kind of expect that. I do like him showing adjustments from Donovan 1 versus Donovan 2. That shows you his fight IQ. I don't want to see him on the ropes as much. This is the biggest question people have been asking me. Which version are we going to see? I don't have those answers. I don't expect Paddy Donovan 2. I don't expect him to be the counter boxer here. I'd actually be shocked if he comes out and uses the entire ring and fights off the ropes. He's the bigger guy here. He's the champion here. He has to make a statement. I totally expect him to be aggressive. It's going to be power and size versus speed and timing, and I feel we'll see what happens. It's an interesting fight. We love world title fights. I love midweek fights. I'm really excited about this fight. I do want to take a look at Liam Paro and see what he's been up to in his career. Liam Paro is 27-1 with 16 knockouts out of 2,744 fighters in the world. At 147, he's ranked 5. He's fought a career total of 164 pro rounds and carries in the ring a 59% career knockout to win ratio. The 30-year-old Aussie is a 5'8.5" southpaw with a 71-inch reach. He lives in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. We last saw him fight David Pepot, 30-0, won a UD in the 12th. Navarro, 18-1, stopped him in the 5th. Richardson Hitchens, 18-0, lost via split in the 12th. Subaru Matias, 20-1, won a UD in the 12th. Montana Love, 18-1, knocked him out in the 6th. And the fight before that was that matchroom feature for Brock Jarvis. Brock Jarvis was, funny enough, Jeff Finnick's golden child, and Jeff Finnick is the guy that Liam Paro is trying to match in terms of becoming the second only Australian two-division world champion. We know Paro went into that fight as the dog and knocked Brock Jarvis out in the first round, and that kind of catapulted him onto the world level. From there, it's been all systems go. He had the one blemish against Richardson Hitchens, in which you really saw a world-class jab and speed in Hitchens be enough and too much for Liam Paro's skill set, and that kind of forced him to make some adjustments. He moves up, and at 147, like I said, I really wasn't too impressed with him in his first fight. He didn't impress me. He struggled with Pepot's size. He struggled with his range. Was that just an off night? Was that him just getting used to the weight class? Only time will tell. He did figure a way out to win. I feel he's going to have to box way better against Lewis Crocker to get the dub. He did have good moments early on in the Pepot fight. He was doing what he wanted to do. He was using his backhand. He was using his jab to set everything up. But he started getting touched. When you start getting hit, technique sometimes goes out of the wayside, and that's what we kind of saw in that fight. We'll see if he could get away with getting touched as much as Pepot did, because in my opinion, Crocker is definitely a bigger puncher than the Frenchman. Guys, before we get into these odds and I give you my Las Vegas prediction, I want to remind everybody I do live streams every single day. In those live streams, we go over not just boxing, we go over MMA. I give you my parlays. We go over underdogs of the week. I also take the JSB Insiders questions, so it's another great attribute to become a member and join our Discord. You get elevated in our YouTube chats. You get the Patreon members only live streams. But more importantly, as you see on the screen, during fight night, we stream all the fights in the Discord. It's a betting community. We do live betting. For instance, we had the Oscar Caiazzo fight this weekend, a late replacement fight. The money line odds were terrible. I wasn't going to take action on it. But in the Discord, as the fight was getting started and we were talking about live betting, all the boys, myself included, as you can see here, we took Caiazzo to win the fight in rounds 1 or 2. We got it at plus money, and sure enough, it hit. I use this as an example of the value of becoming part of a community, because it goes way past than just getting my betting tips. You become part of a really like-minded, well-researched, really insightful boxing pro sports community. So click that link to find out more. All right, guys, wherever you are in the world, let's pull out our betting apps. Currently on the money line, Lewis Crocker is the underdog. The undefeated champion is a plus 125, meaning you put 100 on Crocker, you get your money back plus 125 bucks. Liam Paro is the $1.72 favorite. 100 bucks on Paro gets your money back plus 72% in return. So this literally is a 50-50 fight. I don't know if those odds will sway too much in the next 48 hours. On paper, Crocker's the undefeated guy. He's the bigger guy. It's his belt. The issue with that is the politics of boxing. It's a no-limit boxing promotional card. You'd have to look long and hard and do a lot of research to find the last time a no-limit A-side hometown guy lost a fight with a guy traveling from overseas. Liam Paro is the no-limit golden child at the time. He is the one vying to become a two-division world champion. It is in his hometown. I think he's going to make adjustments. I personally think Liam Paro is the better boxer. I think he has the better skills. I like his hand speed. I think he has better timing. I think he has a better jab. I think he has a better backhand. He's just going to have to learn to navigate the power of Lewis Crocker. He's going to have to negate Lewis Crocker's lead foot and disrupt all of Crocker's aggression with his jab. It starts and ends with Liam's jab, and he's going to get his success and win those rounds with the backhand counter. That's what I predict. The money line is great. If you're building a parlay piece, if your bankroll is deep, 72% is great. I know some guys, they'll put 10,000 on this and they'll get 7,200 back. That's not quite my bankroll. So what I'm going to go here, I do like Liam Paro to become a 2-division world champion. I think we're going to hear and new, but the bet I like, and if you're still watching this at the end of the video, I say thank you. I'm giving you free game. This is a prop bet. I'm going Liam Paro on points. I don't expect him to stop Crocker, but I expect him to win. And if you take the decision, you're getting plus money. Guys, this is not an echo chamber. You do not have to agree with me. In the comment section below, let me know right now. Are we going to hear and still for the Croc or and new for Liam Paro? Guys, stay tuned to the channel. We got a lot of fights to cover. Boots Ennis, the whole fight card. UFC is in Azerbaijan. So I'll catch you in the next one.